If pulled pork stays on your regular recipe rotation, it's time to add pulled pork quesadillas to the roster. These quesadillas come heavy loaded with juicy pulled pork, melty Monterey Jack cheese, and I'm gonna show you a few of my favorite extras to stuff inside. In addition to a stellar recipe, we're gonna be talking about why you should always cook your quesadillas over medium-low heat and how to keep those tortillas toasty and fresh until it's time to eat. I have some leftover pulled pork here. I used my slow cooker barbecue pulled pork recipe. This pork is insanely delicious and it is way easy to make. I'll link to that recipe in the description below, but for now, let's get on with these pulled pork quesadillas. I've just popped my pulled pork into the microwave and heated it up for about 2 minutes. You don't need it to necessarily be hot, but you really don't want it to be cold going into the quesadilla filling. I've got a red onion here, and I'm gonna also slice up some fresh jalapeno. These ingredients are completely optional, and if you need to get dinner on the table fast, feel free to skip through this step. I'm just gonna cut into this red onion here. This is the most gigantic red onion I have ever seen in my life, and we really only need half of it for this recipe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut it into slices here. Now for the jalapeno, just taking off the stems. If you like it spicy, you can leave the seeds in. I'm going to go ahead and de-seed mine. And then I'm just gonna cut them into little rings. Now we're gonna take these over to the stovetop, put a little bit of oil in the pan, set it over medium-high heat, and give them a good saute. Once the veggies are ready, we're gonna take them out of the pan and wipe it down really good. Then we'll return it to medium-low heat this time, and it's time to cook the quesadillas. If you cook the quesadillas on too high of a heat setting, what's gonna happen is that tortilla is gonna blacken and burn before the cheese even has time to melt. The first thing you're gonna do when it comes time to assemble the quesadilla is add a pinch of Monterey Jack cheese to half of the tortilla. Then you'll add a little bit of pulled pork on top of that, hit it with some onions and peppers if you're using them, and then you'll end with another pinch of Monterey Jack cheese. Let that bottom layer of Monterey Jack get nice and melty. Then you'll fold the bare side of the tortilla over the filling, hold it down with a spatula for just about a minute, then we'll flip it and let it cook for about 1 minute more. So the quesadillas are nice and toasty, and as you can see, I have them sitting here on this wire rack. This is a really good way to make sure you keep both sides of the tortilla nice and toasty. If you were to stack them one on top of the other, what's gonna happen is steam's gonna build up in between them, condensation, water, soggy tortillas, no thanks. So you can totally eat these in taco form, just like so, but if you want to get that signature quesadilla triangle shape, my favorite way to cut into these is with a serrated knife. And then you get a perfect clean cut on both sides. I'm just gonna keep slicing these up, and then I'll show you my favorite dip for pulled pork quesadillas. That's the last of them. My numero uno choice for dipping your pulled pork quesadillas could be none other than barbecue sauce. The two go hand in hand. Let's see how we did. This is delicious. You've got a tiny kick of heat from the jalapeno, that juicy, savory pulled pork, melty cheese. There's a whole lot to love in here. I'll link to this recipe below in the description. While you're down there, go ahead and click that bell to subscribe and keep up with all of the Anthony Kitchen's comfort food recipes. If you like this video, pretty please give it a thumbs up, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.